one's one of my favourite motivational theories, Herzberg's two-factor theory. Please be careful when you're writing Herzberg's name that you spell it correctly. There is no T in his name. So Herzberg, as the name suggests, has two factors to his theory. And as it says here, he was interested in how people felt about their work, and his research is based on research that was carried out developing on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So what Herzberg identified was that he broke it down to find out which factors created satisfaction in the workplace and motivated employees, and which factors dissatisfied or demotivated the workers. And he came up with an idea of the satisfiers he called motivators, but the dissatisfiers are things that made people unhappy in the workplace. He called these hygiene factors. Okay, so it's really important to remember those two terms, hygiene factors and motivators. So hygiene factors, and I'll explain what they are or give some examples in a moment or two, but the hygiene factors can cause demotivation or dissatisfaction with the employees, so that they may be unhappy, they're not motivated, but hygiene factors in themselves will never motivate. If they're not there, they will cause a problem and they will demotivate or dissatisfy the employees. But if they are present, they will not motivate employees. It creates a balance, a level playing field, if you like. So you have to address the hygiene factors first. Okay, so you have to identify and make sure that the hygiene factors are provided by the employer. The hygiene factors are missing, the employees are going to be dissatisfied, and it doesn't matter what the company tries to do in terms of introducing motivators. If the hygiene factors are not there to start with, the employees will never be motivated. Okay, so let's look and see what the hygiene factors and the motivators actually are. So we have a list here. Your hygiene factors or the dissatisfiers are things like your working conditions, the policies and procedures and practices within the organisation, how things are done, salaries, benefits that are received, how much supervision there is. So if it's like really, really tight supervision, that you're being closely monitored and you can't do anything, then you could feel dissatisfied because you could just feel on edge and not able to relax all the time. Or equally, if you don't have any supervision, it may leave you feeling uncertain as well. Status. What kind of status do you have in the organisation? Job security. The relationship you have with your fellow workers. If you've got a good relationship, that's good. If you've got a poor relationship, it's going to dissatisfy you, and it doesn't matter what else a company does to try and make you motivated. If you have poor working relationships with your fellow workers, you're not going to be motivated. And then just what's going on in your personal life as well. If you've got problems at home, it's going to affect your ability to work. It's going to affect your motivation levels. So if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the hygiene factors are really your first two levels. You know, the working conditions, salary and benefits, supervision, job security. So the physiological needs and the safety needs. But with Herzberg, we call these hygiene factors. So it's really important that we have to make sure that the hygiene factors are good, that they have been provided properly. Otherwise, you're not going to have a happy workforce, and they're going to be unhappy if they're not there. So remember that the hygiene factors can demotivate or be dissatisfiers for the employees, but they will not motivate. So it doesn't matter how brilliant the working conditions are. Once the employees are there and they've got good working conditions, that's not really going to motivate them. You have to do other things on top of that to really motivate your employees. So that's where our motivators or satisfiers come in, and you're looking at a lot of intrinsic motivators: recognition, achievement, advancement, growth, responsibility, and job challenge. Things that make the job interesting, things that make the employee want to come to work because it's an enjoyable job. It's something they can get a lot of satisfaction out of. Okay, so the motivators have to be provided to get the motivation levels up, but if the hygiene factors are not in place, your motivators won't work. So if you've got an employee who's got poor working conditions, poor supervision, poorly paid, low job security, giving them recognition and opportunity for achievement is not going to motivate them too much, because they're going to be worried about the basic things that come under the hygiene factors. Okay, so we don't need that video, that clip. So that is Herzberg's motivation and hygiene factors. As I said, it's a 2-factor theory, but if you've got any questions, please just ask.